So if you've clicked on that video, it is because you've been having some issue with breathing and you realize that your posture is most likely responsible for that. You either have some pressure on the chest or you have difficulty taking some big inhale, feeling that you always, I need to gasp for air. So in this video, I'm not gonna tell you to do this or do that because I want you to take the power, and I will give you the power to start feeling and bring awareness so that you can make adjustment. So first I will explain you what impact can the posture have on your breathing. Second, I will explain you the whole chain that is happening and not just looking at the top, but the entire body of what is creating or what is initiating that. And finally, at the end, I will give you some tips more on the emotional and psychological side that you also, I would invite you to have a look. I'm not a psychologist, though I've been working on posture for quite some time, and there's a big correlation into that as well. So let's get started. In your case, what I will explain you now, it is in the case where your thoracic cage is collapsed. Okay, what happened in this position here? I call this position blocked on exhale, meaning that in this position you will be able to exhale fully, but you won't be able to breathe in. You will have to force the inhale, and the inhale will force will either go on the belly, if you try to breathe through the belly like it's like a lot of people talk about, which is, it's good, but you need to be able to use the whole system. Okay, and second, you might be breathing in the chest all the time, and this is going to create, if you look at the autonomic nervous system, this part is more for the action, fight or flight, and this part is more for the rest and digest. So you're in constant fight or flight mode all the time, meaning stress, and meaning that your breathing is not efficient at all. Unfortunately, you might have to breathe maybe, let's say 20 times instead of breathing normally 12 to 13 times per minute. So this is the main thing. Second thing, what is creating this posture? Okay, if you look in a micro or narrow way, you only look here. Okay, my head is going forward as my rib cage is collapsing here. Most of the time it starts from the pelvis, and if you look at what is happening now is the pelvis, you see that a lot is shifting forward. Automatically, if my pelvis is shifting forward here, if I keep the openness I have at the front, it's going to be very difficult for me to stay like this. So what I do is that what the body does is it adjusts it, go where it's easier, and it closes. So what I want you to pay attention when you're going to be standing or walking is that you have your pelvis moving back a little bit. Automatically you will see that. Try that. Put your feet, the big toes pointing forward, collapse your posture, and see how it feels for the leg and the feet and the knee. Try to lean into it, and then put your feet more outward. Feels more relaxed when you put it like a duck out. And this is the whole sort of chain in a micro way for you to understand. So what you will do is when you're going to be standing, you try to pile up, have a straight line from the ankle, knee, and the hip, following with a line as well for the shoulder, the back of the jaw, the occipitus area. Okay, now you put your pelvis back, and if you get a lot of tension here, you try to reduce the tension on your lower back by breathing your pelvis in, your tail in just a little bit, and try to bring this part of the belly in. Okay, and try to breathe and try to relax it here. Bring some relaxation, bring some awareness here. This is what I would like you to start paying attention to. Okay, the second thing I want you to have a look at, that's, like I just explained you, your thoracic cage is collapsed, and that prevents you from being able to breathe properly. Okay, I told you about the pelvis. Now what I want you to bring awareness to is these parts here, just right behind your solar plexus here. These muscles are most likely switched off, meaning that they've been elongated in a lengthened position and they do not fire anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to bring more awareness into it for you to practice. You can practice this while sitting at home, at work, in public transport, wherever. Okay, so what you do is you again force the exhale, breathe in and close, 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 close. And then start breathing from down, up. And imagine, even use the imagination that your sternum, your chest is opening. But keep in mind that you're not using your back to compensate, you're really using this part here. And the more you will do it, the more you will start bringing awareness in this area and start feeling, yeah, I start feeling the back muscle a bit more here. Of course, don't keep your shoulder rounded, don't squeeze your shoulder back, just keep your shoulder in a normal, like a relaxed position. Okay, try to practice this and see how that goes. When you have finished practicing, it's important that once you get a bit more awareness of the back muscles, you feel like, okay, it's a bit more open, it's time for you to practice the breathing, but breathing deep into the lower part of the body with the chest open. So going from here, you will open it up, using the muscle to open it up, and then it's not about pushing the belly out like there's no tomorrow, no, just and in a really relaxed position. Okay, so first you open and then you practice breathing deep in the lower part of the belly in a 360 position and see how that goes. I will put the link below right there if you want to practice another exercises to bring more awareness and open up the chest if you struggle to open the chest and breathe better. All right, so the last tip I want to give you, and probably one of the most important, is the psychological one. Posture is correlated to how you will show up in life. Okay, now what I want you to pay attention to is that either on your external environment or what you've been thinking at that specific moment, whenever you catch yourself collapsing or closing, observe what's going on in your head, observe what's going on around you, and try to see if there's a correlation. Are you trying to make yourself small in a social gathering? Are you just talking to yourself in a negative way, making yourself going smaller as well? Those are very important aspects that you also need to take into account besides only working on the physical part. Okay, like Joe Dispenza says, work on your personality. Okay, so this is going to have an impact on you as well. So hope that video helped you out. Keep it up. If this video was helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and if you want to support the channel, you're more than welcome. It's always nice to get some support. There's a link in the description below. Until then, take care of yourself and see you soon for the next video.